KC's Corner here on 97.5 KDEE. Yo, football in Northern California is officially popping out here. We got both teams over 500, and it's like mid to late October. This is crazy. I don't know when the last time this happened was, but it's going down right now. Obviously, you know I got to show love to the 49ers. 5-0 now after a 20-7 beatdown of the Los Angeles Rams in LA. And also, let me give a shout out to the 49er fans. They like to call themselves in some places the 49er faithful. As just like I told you, I said it last week. I've been saying it since it happened. I've been saying it since the Rams moved back to LA. That game in LA will always and will forever be a ninth home game for the San Francisco 49ers. And they proved me right. Absolutely proved me right, as the 49er fans completely took over the LA Coliseum. So I got to give them a shout out. But 20-7 over the Rams, who needed that game. We talked about it last week when I had Ryan Murphy on the show. They needed that game, coming in at 3-2. Niners already at the time were 4-0. They also had the Seahawks at 4-1 at the time. So the Rams needed that game, and they were nowhere to be found. They came in, they scored on the first drive, pounding the ball down the throat of the 49ers, and that was all they got. That Niners defense, which is elite. I am ready to say at this point that Niners defense is 100% elite. It is special, and it is something that I'm keeping my eye on because, like my man Alan Knox would say, I got to get Alan on the show. This is getting ridiculous. But like my man Alan Knox is saying, like other people I've heard saying, this is a championship defense. And they absolutely turned it up to another level after that opening drive for the Rams, shut down the Rams offense completely. Jared Goff only threw for 78 yards on the day. That is nasty. 78 yards. They didn't convert a third down at all. I think the official number is they were 0 for 9 on third down. They were 0 for 4 on fourth down, the Rams were. And we're talking about the LA Rams. I know Todd Gurley didn't play, but we talking about the LA Rams. They still had their receivers. They had Cooper Kupp. They had Robert Woods. They had Brandon Cooks. Jared Goff is a $100+ million man. They had all these guys, and they had no answers whatsoever. Sean McVay, supposed to be the boyhood wonder, supposed to be the genius offensively. No answers for what Robert Saleh and that 49ers defense was doing. And it was a domination. It was a suffocation by the San Francisco 49ers. Jimmy Garoppolo, 24-33, 243 yards and a pick, a nasty pick. It shouldn't have gone down. He should have probably had 2 touchdowns. Tevin Coleman missed a touchdown in the end zone. And he threw that interception that shouldn't have been an interception. That should have been 6. So not the best game. But really what happened was Kyle Shanahan, once he realized that the Rams could do nothing offensively, he decided to just take the air out of the football, run that thing, run the clock off. And once it got to 2 scores, just make sure that the offense doesn't give it up. You know what I mean? And that's really what came down to. 5-0. Got to show these guys some love, man. A lot of people talking about, are they real? And beat nobody. They beat the Rams in LA, the defending NFC champions. You know what I'm saying? They were 3-2 coming into the game. It was on, technically, like I talked about earlier, it was on the road. But we saw what happened when it was out there. They got to get some respect. But I'm the type of guy where I don't really care. Like, as a 49er fan, I'm completely transparent on here. I'm a fan, but I keep it professional at all times. I keep it a stack at all times. I don't really care if people are given the proper respect, if they're still doubting them or whatever the case may be. Look, man, y'all can keep all the respect. I'll take the W's. And I think that's how the 49ers look at it. I think that's how Richard Sherman looks at it. I think that's how Kyle Shanahan looks at it. You keep all the respect. You keep all the accolades, all the predictions. I'll just take the W's. Just keep getting wins. Like I said last week, I don't care if they're playing the Mountain West Conference. I don't care if they're playing the Delta League. As long as those wins go towards making the playoffs, it's all that matters to me. It's all that matters to me. And they got another one of those opponents that they won't get any credit for coming up this Sunday when they take on the Washington Redskins in Washington. And let me tell you this. The 49ers will low-key have another home game on Sunday. I'm telling you right now, that is going to be overrun with 49er fans. You take the combination of it's a big 49er contingency out on the East Coast in that D.C., Maryland, Virginia, that DMV area. big 49er fans out on that part of the country. You combine that with the Redskins being god-awful and the Redskins fans pretty much hating their team and their franchise and their owner. It's going to be overrun with 49er fans on Sunday. You heard it here first. It's going to be another 49er invasion. And this is a game that typically has me nervous because you got to look at it as are they taking the Redskins lightly? They're starting to get some accolades now and some respect. People kind of bloviating about them at this point. Is it going to get to their head? I don't think so. Kyle Shanahan hates the Redskins. He used to coach there. They got rid of his father. They got rid of him. He hates Daniel Snyder and the Redskins, so he's going to have that team locked in. And I just think the way this defense plays, there is no slip-ups. That defense is not going to let Case Keenum and old man Adrian Peterson run wild on them. That's just what it is. The defense is that solid. That's what's going on. I don't see that happening at all. I see them winning by close to 3 touchdowns. I think that, maybe it's something going on early in the first quarter, second quarter. I see the Niners pulling away. I see that defense suffocating the Redskins offense again. And the Niners should move to 6-0. Now, I spent all this time on the 49ers, spent all last week on the 49ers. I meant no disrespect because the Oakland Raiders, 3-2 right now. 3-2. I have to give them a shout out. They haven't played a home game in almost 6 years. That's what it feels like. I know it's only been about a month, but it feels about 6 years, and they still got another 2 weeks to go on this whole thing. They've lost Antonio Brown before the season started. They lost Vontaze Burfict 2 weeks ago when he was suspended for the season after a dirty hit against the Indianapolis Colts. They went to London where that was filled with Bears fans. And they had Khalil Mack talking about, I'm coming back. I've been waiting for this game. I circled it on my calendar. And they went in there and smacked up the Chicago Bears. 21-17. Or was that? I keep always saying that. It was 24-17. I don't know why I keep saying that. But they beat them 24-17. Big win by the Raiders. Or 24-21, excuse me. Big win by the Raiders. Moved them to 3-2. And like I said, I just got to give them a shout out. I didn't give this team much of a chance at all coming into the season. They got the opening win against the Broncos. Then they got blasted by the Chiefs and the Vikings. And I said, here are the Raiders. Here are the Raiders that we expected to see. Here's the John Gruden that we expected to see. And that's just the way I looked at them. But they bounced back on the road. 2 big wins at Indianapolis, at basically a road game. It was a neutral site game, but it was basically a road game at Chicago Bears. And now they're sitting 3-2, and they're looking at second place in the AFC West. Now, when you look at that AFC West, last night the Chiefs ended up beating the Broncos, but Pat Mahomes went down. Now, it was a situation where reportedly it was a dislocated kneecap. That just hurts my kneecap even saying it. I got to rub it right now. You know what I'm saying? But it was dislocated. They popped it back in place. It's not as bad as it originally looked when it happened, as he was writhing on the ground in pain. But he's been dealing with the ankle. Now he's got to deal with whatever comes of this, whether it's a week out or soreness or whatever the case may be. The Raiders could go into Green Bay, go to 4-2 this weekend, and who knows what's going to happen after that? Who knows if they can get on a run? This team is feeling good about themselves. I talked about it before. Derek Carr, he's playing good football. He's not turning the ball over. He's giving this team an opportunity to win every week. And John Gruden has dialed some things up, man. Like I said, much maligned. I've been on John Gruden's case a lot, but he's dialed some things up in the last 2 weeks. He's had this team ready to play. And I got nothing. All I can do is tip my hat to these guys.
I mean, what can I say? Just tip my hat and call the Yankees my daddies.
No, I'm not. No, I didn't say I was calling them my daddy. No, I just said I'm tipping my hat. I'm not calling they're not there yet. It's not like they're 5-0. All right, they're 3-2. I'm not calling them my daddy, but I got respect for what they got going on for sure. So this week, big game at Green Bay. And I'm not impressed with the Green Bay Packers. I'm not. I think this is a game that if the Raiders are locked in coming into this game, if they come in well rested as they should be after this, thank you, Jazz, back in the back. Thank you very much. But if they come in into this game locked in, well rested like they should be, I think they can go into Lambeau and get this one. Like I said, I'm not impressed with the Packers by any means. I'm just not. I saw what they looked like on Monday night. They should have lost that game. I'm not feeling them. And the way the Raiders are playing, I think they could get it. So we'll see what happens. It'll be a fun morning because both the Raiders and the Niners both playing 10 a.m. games on Sunday morning. So you get to your local sports bar. There's going to be Niners and Raider fans converging and both rooting for winning teams. How about that? I did not think we would be saying that in 2019, but yet here we are. Very cool, very cool. When I come back, the Sacramento Kings are loading up to start their 2019-2020 campaign. We'll talk about that and everything that's going on with them, whether it's on the court, off the court, in the negotiation room, a lot of stuff going on. We'll talk about what they need to look forward to as they start their season next week. Right now, a little new addition. Hit me off. I like to do it. Let's spend an hour in the shower. Get my Johnny Gill on, you know what I'm saying? But, hey, hit me off. New edition here on KC's Corner on 97.5 KDEE.